Welcome to ENN Gaming News for the week of April 4th, 2013. This will not be released on any specific day as my schedule's a bit weird, but I will still make sure I get this out to you guys. Dynasty Warriors 8 will be coming to the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 on July 16th in America and July 12th in Europe. The game story mode will take battles through the Wei, Wu, Shu, and Jin kingdoms. However, there's supposed to be more replayable and multiple ending campaigns with what Koi calls extra modes with synergies between action and game systems. So we'll see what that actually means. Dynasty Warriors 8 will also feature a variety of what-if scenarios that present alternate history sequences to the actual legendary battles that take place within the game. The players get to see different scenarios depending on choices they make. There will be new characters to the series, including Yu Jin and Li Dian of the Wei Kingdom. They will be available on a roster of now 70 playable characters, and there's 40 completely new stages with a variety of game settings, English and Japanese voices, subtitles, the usual stuff you expect from a Dynasty Warriors game. I kind of wish it was coming to PC, personally, but I know that the previous ones haven't, so you'll just have to deal with current-gen console releases. The new Square Enix president, Yasuki Matsuda, has recently announced that he will review the company of Square Enix following the reveal of their net income loss of 13 billion yen last month to just completely review every aspect of the company based on a zero budgeting standpoint. He wants to make sure that they get all the money that they can, and he said that due to the radical change of the environment, I'd like to fundamentally review what works and what doesn't work for our company, then cast all of our resources towards extending what makes us successful and thoroughly squeezing out what doesn't. So we may or may not see huge changes to Square Enix and the releases that they are putting out. Honestly, most likely we may not, but he is reviewing things and he is trying to cut back what he can cut back, so we will just have to see. Blizzard has announced the StarCraft II World Championship Series for 2013, giving it its first official worldwide ranking system for esports. Players will earn points within the WCS's global ranking system, with the top-ranked players competing in global grand final at BlizzCon in California this November. The championship will begin on April 4th with Korea GSL. A lot of things are being said about this, both good and bad. I think it's good overall. I think it's kind of weird that Koreans, foreign Koreans can participate in Americans at tournaments, as that does kind of defeat the purpose of having them localized. But it's good for esports overall, and I always like to see news about the evolution of esports. This is evolution, this is a good thing, not by any means, a bad thing for esports or StarCraft II as a whole. Activision, had this development team, High Moon Studios, develop Deadpool. Gonna be a pretty cool game, looks pretty cool. And they're like, oh hey, you finished Deadpool, you want some bonuses? Too bad, you're all getting laid off. I don't even understand. Activision said that they're consistently working to align its costs with its revenues. It's an ongoing process. With the completion of the development on Deadpool, we're taking a reduction in staff at High Moon Studios to better align our development talent against our slate. About 40 full-time employees were laid off. So basically, the entire team that worked with the Deadpool game was just kind of laid off as soon as it's done. I just get so frustrated every time I see a publisher just lay off a bunch of a studio, especially right after a game's release, or even, finish. I don't even think Deadpool's out yet. Whether or not the game does well or not. That's just terrible. That screws people over for jobs. It's just, I can't. There's a new Diablo 3 patch coming to add XP bonuses, matchmaking tags, and more to improve multiplayer and co-op. Obviously, Blizzard is still trying to pump more life into this game that has kind of just ultimately flopped. But since it's coming out with console releases, they're trying to breathe as much life as they can back into it, so they're just pumping out updates and changes as much as they can. The Grand Theft Auto 5 cover art has been released, and it looks the same as the other games. This will help get some people hyped for the game, and you'll lose the case in the mix of your other Grand Theft Auto games too. Okay. Defiance has released. It is an MMO FPS for the PlayStation 3, PC, and Xbox 360, brought to you by Tryon Worlds, who also worked on Rift. And I've heard good and bad things about it. It looks kind of like a cross between WoW and Borderlands. The AI is apparently really stupid, and I don't know. Total Biscuit has made a couple videos talking about it now, showing off how stupid the AI is and how it basically just has WoW MMO mechanics mixed with FPS mechanics, you know, third-person shooter, and those don't really blend very well. But at the exact same time, people are still enjoying themselves with it, so it doesn't necessarily matter that the game doesn't work very well, so much as you still have fun with it. I haven't yet got to try it out. I would like to soon. If anybody can make that happen, if not, that's okay. I will get to it eventually. It's not something that's going to be on a huge, you know, it's not a huge priority for me, but since it's a, you know, you just buy the game and it's still an MMO, I would give it a shot at some point. This game is obviously based around the Defiance television series for sci-fi that starts April 15th, so it'll be interesting to see what that show's all about. Minecraft Xbox 360 Title Update 9 is coming this Friday. Yeah, more title updates for Minecraft. That's actually always a good thing to hear about. It's I really can't wait until there's basically no difference other than, you know, specific exclusives to the Minecraft Xbox version and Minecraft PC version, because they really need to be about the same. As far as changes to be made, it adds the end, a new layout, and a new Ender Dragon behavior, adds climbable vines, fire charge, wooden button, item frames, spawn eggs, sandstone stairs, spruce stairs, blah 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 blah, new music for the end and the nether from C418, made buckets and signs stackable. Sheep now regrow their wool, gravel texture, smelt nether rock and nether brick. Blacksmiths and buildings now hold chests with loot the same time as found in Stronghold. Crafting recipe changes, you know, basically just a bunch of stuff to get it caught up to the PC version. Really like to hear this. Yes, indeed. The DayZ creator says that a console release is almost certain. Yes. Yes, that's all I have to say. Yes. Army of Two, the Devil's Cartel also came out, and it is not getting good reviews. I liked the first Army of Two game. I didn't get around to the second one, but I really liked the first one, so I'm pretty disappointed that the newer ones aren't doing so well. I hope to see it, you know, get picked back up a bit more, I think. Let me know if any of you guys have played it, if it's actually that bad, or if it's just, you know, generic shooter getting bad reviews, but I'm really disappointed. It's a co-op game, and I'm into co-op games, and the fact that it's not doing well just really disappoints me. I'd like to give it a shot. Apparently Doom 4 has been developed, or been working on being developed again since late 2011 when it apparently got a reboot. And been developed, it was in development for more than 5 years, but it got put on hold for a bit, and you know, it didn't really look like something that they wanted to put out, but they rebooted it back in 2011 apparently, and it promises to meet the very high expectations everyone has for this game and for the franchise. I don't know about that. We will have to see, because expectations for Doom are kind of big, and I've not seen a lot match up to it, so we will just have to see. Thank you for watching this week's episode of ENN, just some Rush game news. I may actually do a second one this week, depending on what time I have free, because I have quite a lot of other news I could get to. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed the video, and you guys have a nice day. Let me know about Army of Two, the Devil's Cartel.